Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoded, the place where we unpack the financial secrets of big companies like a financial detective, looking for clues in a mountain of paperwork today. We are diving into Aptera Motors Corp's recent filing to see what's really going on under the hood with their operations and finances. It isn't just about numbers, it's about the story. Those numbers are telling us about the future of electric vehicles and this company. So here we have a very standard report from Aptera Motors Corp, a company that might be new to some of you. They are building some pretty unique looking electric vehicles that aim to be super efficient. This is technically a current report, basically a heads up about significant events. It's like a quick bulletin from the company board to the public to keep everyone in the loop about important stuff that just happened or is about to happen. Scroll date of report. Date of earliest event reported, date of report, date of earliest event reported. The most important date here is the 17th of November 2025, which is the date they are reporting this information, and likely the date concerning the event they are disclosing. This number, the commission file number, is like a unique ID for the company in the SEC system. It helps them track filings easily. Aptera Motors has its Class B common stock registered and traded on the Nasdaq Capital Market under the ticker symbol SEV. This is where many new and growing companies list their shares, so it gives us an idea of their stage. Now this is interesting. Aptera Motors has checked the box to be considered an emerging growth company. What that means is they are likely a newer company and are allowed to follow some different rules compared to older, more established corporations. This can sometimes mean less stringent reporting requirements, which is common for companies trying to grow fast. Scroll item 2.02 results of operations and financial condition. Item 2.02 results of operations and financial condition. This section is usually packed with the juicy details about how the company is doing financially. They released crucial operating metrics and financial information for their fiscal quarter that ended on the 30th of September 2025. This is where we usually find out if they are making progress or if things are a bit bumpy. Scroll. A copy of the company's press release is attached as Exhibit 99.1 to this current report on Form 8. K and is incorporated herein by reference to Scroll. They are pointing us to a press release that they issued on the 17th of November 2025. This press release is where they are sharing all the financial details and their business outlook. So that press release is essentially the core of this report. Scroll item 7.01 Regulation FD Disclosure. Item 7.01 Regulation FD DC. Disclosure Regulation FD is all about making sure information is shared fairly. When a company plans to release important news, they have to make sure everyone gets it at the same time. This section often just refers back to other disclosures like the press release we just mentioned to ensure transparency. Scroll item 9.01 Financial Statements and Exhibits. Item 9.01 Financial Statements and Exhibits. This is the part that lists all the attached documents to this report. Think of it like the appendix of a book where all the supporting evidence is kept. Scroll 99.1 press release issued by Aptera Motors Corp, dated the 17th of November 2025. Scroll. This is the most important exhibit because it contains the press release with all the financial details and operational metrics for the quarter ending the 30th of September 2025. Without actually seeing this press release, we are relying on the company S summary, which is what we have here. The filing tells us that Aptera Motors is providing an update on their financial situation and how the company is operating specifically for the quarter that ended back in September. The key takeaway is that they issued a press release on the 17th of November detailing this information. This is where all the nitty-gritty numbers and future plans would be laid out now, because this is a current report. It is meant to be a quick update, not a full deep dive like an annual report would be, but the mention of results of operations and financial condition means they are sharing information that investors and analysts are definitely going to want to see. What I look for in these filings are the actual numbers and how they compare to expectations and previous periods. Unfortunately, this particular filing is essentially a placeholder telling us a press release exists. We need to get our hands on that Exhibit 99.1, the press release, to really analyze the financial health of Aptera Motors Corp. However, we do know they are an emerging growth company. This suggests they are likely in a growth phase, which often means spending a lot of money on development, manufacturing, and expanding their reach. It also means they might not be profitable yet, which is typical for companies at this stage in sectors like electric vehicles, where innovation and scaling up are very capital intensive. The fact that they are registered on the Nasdaq Capital Market is a positive sign. It means they have met the requirements to be publicly traded, which offers them access to capital from investors through the stock market. However, it also means they are subject to scrutiny from these investors and regulatory bodies like the SEC. C. So what S the takeaway here, Aptera Motors is operating and providing updates, which is good. They are taking a forward-looking approach by discussing their business outlook, and importantly, they are being transparent by filing this report and referencing their press release. This signals a management team that is trying to keep the market informed. However, the crux of the matter, the actual financial performance and operational metrics are locked away in that press release that this report only references for us as decoders. This filing is like a table of contents without the main text. We know what topics were covered in the press release, but we don't have the substance from this document alone. Let's come back to this when we can get our hands on that full press release, Exhibit 99.1, because that S where we will find out if Aptera Motors Corp is on a solid path to success or facing significant hurdles. It's all about seeing those actual numbers like revenue growth, cost of production, and any guidance on future sales based on what we have here. Aptera Motors is a company in the exciting but challenging electric vehicle space. They have public market access and are presenting themselves to the world as a growth company, the main risk. 4. Any emerging growth company, especially in a capital-intensive industry like automotive, is cash burn, and the ability to scale production efficiently without sacrificing quality or running out of money. They also face intense competition. The direction for Aptera Motors appears to be focused on bringing their innovative vehicles to market. A big opportunity for them would be to capture a niche in the market for highly efficient and perhaps uniquely designed EVs. Their weakness, though, is clearly the lack of detailed financial data in this specific filing. We need to see those numbers to gauge their true financial stamina. What is notable is their decision to be an emerging growth company, which allows them flexibility, but also means investors should be extra diligent in understanding their financial trajectory. My conclusion for this specific filing is that it's an announcement of forthcoming information. The real analysis will happen once we can examine the press release itself, that it refers to keep an eye out for updates on Aptera Motors Corp, because they are in a fascinating industry with a lot of potential, but also a lot of inherent risk, alright? That is our initial decode of this Aptera Motors Corp filing. What are your thoughts on emerging growth companies and the EV market? Let me know in the comments below if you found this breakdown helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more corporate insights. We also have a Discord community linked in the description where we discuss these filings in more detail. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next decode.